Hey, purpose driven friend. Today I want to talk to you about changing your thought patterns. It was Napoleon Hill who said, "Thoughts are things, powerful things." Many times we allow thoughts to evade our mind and we don't build up that wall of defense. Thinking about, where is this thought coming from? Should I allow this thought to go roaming around in my mind, to enter my soul, to adjust my feelings and my emotions, to change my entire mood for the day? Or am I going to address this thought? Is this thought peaceable? Is this thought lovely? Is it beneficial? Is this thought positive? And if it's not, replacing that thought. How do you address the thoughts that come to your mind? Because remember, thoughts are powerful things. So, as we address changing our thought patterns, let's look at an example that I would like to share with you. This actually just came to mind as I was getting ready to speak about this topic. Let's say, for instance, you went through domestic violence and you're a survivor and you conquered that. You can think of yourself as a victim, someone who is an abused victim, or you can see yourself as a victor, someone who came out of that, who removed yourself from that, but not just physically removed yourself, but someone who sees yourself as a person of value, a person of worth, and not just a person that has been beaten down upon. Whether that is financial abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, you've got to decide. You've got to be that person to think about who you are today. And you've got to represent yourself correctly. All right? And so as you think about that, what are the things that you can do? So I remember having some very painful and unpleasant experience in my very early life. But what I decided to do was to become an advocate against domestic violence, to join a team of people, to become certified, to learn and understand why do abusers do what they do, and how do victims overcome and thrive. And so, as I said to you, if you really want to be able to be a voice in any space, it's going to take sharpening your skills. All right. And so I decided to become an advocate, to become a voice for those who are going through. And that's one of the ways that you can really rise up and think about it differently, challenges and things that you face. Look at the opposition. Maybe you've been sexually abused as a child. Maybe you've been abused by a parent. How can you use that to help some young person? How can you start a training or a group or something to be an advocate for the voiceless now? That's a good thing to think about it. Now, it would bring you a lot of joy in your life, I'm sure, to not just think about the bitter part of what you've been through, but it becomes a sweet part when now you're taking your pain and turning that pain into purpose. I often call that pivoting. All right. And as I said before, it brings a lot of joy into your life. It helps you to have power. It makes you feel empowered. It helps you to know that you are a victor and you're making a difference in the lives of others. So every day, I want you to reflect on something that you think, a thought that is predominant. It's not just a fleeting thought, but often this thought comes back to your mind over and over. If this thought is limiting you in some particular way, you need to address it. You need to get into the habit of practicing gaining control over your thoughts. And as a result, you're going to be able to gain control over your life. All right? With the help of God, of course. So I want to give you some strategies that I've used and some strategies that you can use. Maybe not all of them, but choose the ones that resonate with you and apply them and see how it helps. You want to acknowledge your feelings. How did that make you feel, that incident or those incidents? What were some of the things you thought about yourself? How it caused you to see yourself? Be honest with yourself about those things. All right? The next thing you want to do is you want to be very, very realistic in terms of where you're at right now. You still have some hurts, you still have some scars. You want to be very, very realistic. You don't want to expect more or too much from yourself. You may still be struggling with anger or with trust, but you want to address those things and decide that I don't want to be a person who responds angrily or who's a skeptic. I want to learn to live again. And so you want to address those things. Another thing you want to do is to get support. You may get that in a church circle. You may find a good colleague. You may find someone, you know, in terms of a very good friend, or someone who may be a mother figure who may be able to discuss your feelings with, because you don't want to keep those feelings sheltered or suppressed. You want to be able to express those feelings in a safe environment, a place where you can be nurtured, and a place where you can begin to grow and change the way you feel and the way you think. All right. You want to look at, there's a saying, silver linings, or the light at the end of the tunnel. You want to really look at beyond the horizon, beyond where you are now. And I remember my former bishop used to say, beyond the nasty now, there is hope, there is life. And so you want to discover something positive in every situation. What has come out of that experience that has helped you to be more positive? So if it is that you've decided, I'm not going to ever allow anyone to abuse me again, that's positive. I'm not going to put myself in a place where I feel less valued, where it affects my worth, that's positive. So you want to find those silver linings, look for the positives that came out of that experience and celebrate those things. Again, you want to look at your strengths, all right? And you want to make a list of your strengths. Remember, if you were looking formally, you would find there's another video on your personal SWOT analysis. Take a look at that and work out your strengths, define your strengths. And as you do that, you'll be able to continue working on your strengths. And as you gain skills and knowledge and experience, you're going to find that your strengths are going to be developed. So you'll find that that list will become more expansive. You want to accept something as well, that every person is unique and valuable in their own way. And I'm not talking about in the context of you're looking at your abusers, this person is a person of value, but genuinely you want to deal with people and value their uniqueness. This person is unique. This person is valuable in some particular way. If not to anybody else, that person is valuable to God. When you begin to see that person as a person that God values, you can actually pray for that person. You can actually start practicing loving your enemies, because that helps you in the area of forgiveness. It helps you to have inner peace. It helps you to move forward. All right? You want to also practice a quiet space, a quiet place for yourself. And what is that happy place for you? That happy place for me is alone in the dark with a cup of my tea and just listening to something that I love to listen to. All right? And so you want to find your own happy place and go to that happy place as often as you need to. That happy place may be just taking a quiet moment and taking some deep breaths while you're listening to your favorite song. You find your happy place. It doesn't have to be a place that you need to go to. Create that space that you can go through in stressful moments, in difficult moments, so that you can actually pivot and change the atmosphere. All right? You want to, again, set achievable goals, and you want to take steps towards achieving those goals. And as I said, yours truly, life transformation coach and strategist, I'm here to help you to set goals to accomplish any vision, any dream that you believe God has put in your heart. I'm committed, and I'm not called to everyone. So if something I say resonates with you, remember to click that link and let's book a call, and I'll be able to help you with that. You want to also be able to refocus. That's something important as well. You want to be able to change your thoughts to positive solutions. Change your thoughts to positive solutions. So you may say, I'm just so negative. I always think the worst of myself. But you start saying, you know what? I deserve to give myself a break. I deserve to give myself a chance. I deserve to believe that I can get out of this, that change will come. And I often like to refer to a man in the Bible, again, his name is Job. And he said this in Job 14:40. He said, all the days of my appointed time, I will wait until my change comes. But there's a time appointed to a man to live and a time to die. We know that very clearly. We're not going to be here. But I want to say to you, my friend, my sister, make it count. Make life count. Change will come. Change must come. And you be a person involved in the process of change. Don't just wait for change to just happen, because most time it doesn't. Celebrate your successes, whether they're large or small. Celebrate that you're no longer in a toxic environment, that in a place where it harnesses growth. Growth may be difficult, growth may be uncomfortable, but you're in a place where you're allowed to grow, to become, to be moved from that place from a caterpillar to a butterfly. There are people in your life routing for you. All right? So again, I want to say prayer, prayer, pray. Always put that in there. You want to pray and ask God to help you to change your thoughts, to change negative thinking, to help you to think and to believe what His word says. You want to really spend time doing that daily. All right? Remind yourself that you have the power to choose every day. You're choosing how you spend your time. You're choosing who you talk to. You're choosing how you feel. You're choosing what you want to believe. You have the power of choice. God gave you a will. Use it. Choose correctly. All right? And you have a power to choose. I want to say this before moving on from this, to choose to live life to its fullest in a meaningful way with all its trials and with all its challenges. All right? You want to also take time out to refresh your thoughts. So this is different to just a quiet, happy place. You want to take time to refresh your thoughts. Sit at the end of the night and say, what did I think about most today? What was the most predominating thought? And you want to address that thought. And you want to say, where is this coming from? Is it because I'm tired? Is it because I'm not, following through on something and I feel defeated? Is it because I'm allowing myself to carry guilt? You want to address those thoughts, all right? And refresh yourself. And sometimes it may mean taking a drive, taking a walk outside, changing your environment or something to do that. But you want to find time to refresh yourself, all right? Choose an action that supports what's most important to you. Enroll in something, buy a new book. Choose a specific action that is going to get you started in moving in your life, in your relationship, in your journey, in your health, in terms of building wealth, growing in your faith. Whatever that is, make a choice. And my friend, follow through. So these are some of the ways that you can help to change your thought patterns. Again, click on the link below if you're serious about change, if you're serious about rising up to be that leader God has created you to be, and if you're serious about helping others to live their lives on purpose. Click that link and let's set a time together to talk one-on-one. Love you. God bless.